You always stir my imagination. Sometimes it borders on fantasy. Sometimes I find visions flash through my mind, close to reality.
Your livestock need protection too. In case of nuclear attack, radiation is as dangerous to animals as it is to people. A good animal shelter is a two-story basement-type barn with a hay-filled loft.
Bathroom.
You can get better protection by piling hay along the sides of the building.
Whoa, you okay, man? You want some hot chocolate or something? What? Oh, what the?
Where do I begin? Honestly, my story is a difficult one to recount. I didn't survive. What you're seeing is merely a representation of my subconscious in the final moments of my life. How you've come to view my testimony is irrelevant. Just consider yourselves some of the lucky few who have the opportunity to learn from my fatal mistakes, and maybe choose a path away from the evil that surrounds you. My story. Initially, it seemed like a normal day. I got up in the morning and went through my daily routine. Checked my phone for any messages or missed calls. There was one, a text message from my friend Michael asking if I wanted to do breakfast at 8 with the usual people. I sent him a message saying, sure, 8 at our usual place seems fine. Get out of bed, brush teeth, take a shower, get into some fresh clothes. Oh, and apply deodorant. I walked to our usual spot and found them. As I began to tell them about a book I just finished reading the night before, I noticed that neither of them had spoken to me or had even replied. They seemed to be preoccupied with something on their phones. They just wouldn't answer me. This is when I made my first mistake. I looked over. On their screens, there were no open applications, no text messages, no pictures, nothing. They were completely blank. I got up to leave. Why bother saying goodbye? I tried not to think about my friends at breakfast, but as I continued through my day, I began to notice similar behavior. Others seemed to be staring at completely blank phones as if it was all normal. I picked up my pace. I didn't want to be late. I arrived at the door and walked in. This is where my story gets even stranger. I turned to find my professor beginning his lecture. I took out my spiral notebook and a pen. No, it couldn't be. But it was. Blank. There was no lesson, no information, no dates, no facts. But no one seemed to notice. I broke out in a cold sweat. I knew I had to leave. I was at a loss for words. What was happening to me? Or was it even me that was the problem? My phone vibrated. It was Michael again, asking me if I wanted to watch a movie with the usual people at the usual spot. I hesitated. I didn't want to be rude, but I needed some answers. Despite the feeling in my stomach, I decided to meet him. Something about today was terribly wrong. I felt empty. I wanted the world to return to the way it had been. But as the day progressed, I knew less and less of how to find a way back. The room was really dark. No one was there. Suddenly, my friends showed up. They sat down on either side of me. Then, the lights went out. And the screen turned on. Again, nothing. The agony that seized me during my class started again. I broke out in a cold sweat. I tried to say something to Michael, but it was no use. The friend I once knew was no longer there. They were all gone. I tried to protest, but they had pinned me down so I couldn't move. There were forces around me that were impossible to resist, and I felt it. From within, I gave up. There was no going back. Don't look, I thought. I don't want to look. But a new feeling overtook me. It was powerful. And I told myself to look away. Look away. Look away. Look away.
Right now, as you're watching this program, suppose you suddenly heard the wail of the alert. Would you know what to do? First, keep calm. Panic simply wastes valuable time. Gather all canned goods.
We interrupt this program to bring you breaking news. It's the end of the world as we know it. Reports of a vicious viral outbreak. It's the end of the world as African monkeys.
Bloody armpits, black teardrops, keep touch with diarrhea symptoms, high fever, peeling skin, bloody armpits, black teardrops, explosive diarrhea,
African monkeys.
and mild to moderate hallucinations.
What's the trouble, man?
You think you can just shove me into a pool?
And now the weather.
Toilet.
No one can predict the future. The most we can do is to be prepared for whatever might happen. That's why we carry auto, fire, and life insurance. But what about another kind of insurance? Insurance that will protect your farm from possible nuclear war. An insurance called
Negative. There is no machine takeover. Please, stay indoors. Use electricity.
How was your day, honey? Well, you know how you can get. How was school today, Thomas?
Today was my weekly rations count. But there's been a miscalculation. It's half. It's half of what it should be. Maybe even less. Have I been eating more? Did I miscount last week? It's too soon. It's too soon.
Well, sweetie, sometimes boys act that way because they want attention. Yeah, I know. But you can't let those things bother you. Sometimes they do those things because they like you. I'm going to be going away for a little while. Just a short business trip. I knew you'd understand. Say goodbye to the kids. I love you too.
Hey, are you okay, man? What the hell are you talking about?
When the weather's sunny, you can always hear a funny little fellow singing balloon. Who'll buy my nice balloon?
A little money, a few extra hours, can turn your home into the safest place for you and your family.
Bathroom.
Have an organized plan. See your county agent or local civil defense director.
If we were to place a plastic bag over the head of a conventional breather, he would suffocate in a matter of moments.
Dude, a drunk guy just ate another drunk guy in your bathroom.
Be just as alert,
I'm serious. He just ate him. There's a hammered cannibal in your bathroom. He tried to eat me.
dangerous time.
Are you serious?
We too.
I'm dead serious. There's two guys in your bathroom. One of them just ate the other.
We interrupt your normal programming for this special news bulletin. The bodies of the dead have started coming back to life. I repeat, the dead are alive. Oh God! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Count of three. 1, 2, 3.
And now back to.
A strong defense begins with a prepared family and ends with a protected nation.
Fade away, and yet it leaves a love, so all the world will say, there's a man and